I feel how tired you are, not just in your body, but deep in your spirit. You've been carrying so much for so long, haven't you? Responsibilities, expectations, quiet worries that no one else sees. You've been strong for others, holding it all together while silently wondering when it's your turn to rest. So here, in this moment, let me whisper something gentle and true. You don't have to be anything. You don't have to prove anything. You don't even have to feel okay. You are already enough. This space is for you to exhale, to let your shoulders drop, to let your breath slow down. You are already enough, not because of what you've done or how well you've managed, but because you exist. Let this be a soft landing place, a quiet reminder that your worth is not measured by your productivity, your cheerfulness, or your strength. It's held in the essence of who you are. So come as you are. No mask, no pressure, no perfection. You're safe here, and you are so deeply loved. Let these words wrap around you like a warm blanket. Let them remind you of your worth, your beauty, your enoughness. Watch how, day by day, your heart begins to heal, your strength returns, and your soul remembers who you truly are. I once heard a woman say, "I don't know how to rest without feeling guilty." And in that one sentence, I saw myself, and perhaps you too. So many of us were raised to believe that rest is laziness, that success means constant striving, that our value is tied directly to what we accomplish. It's no wonder anxiety has made a home in our bodies. It thrives in a culture that celebrates burnout and rewards self-abandonment. Anxiety is a voice that speaks in absolutes. It says, "You're behind." It whispers, "You should be further along by now." It urges, "Try harder, do more, be better." And even when you've given everything, it still isn't satisfied. Because anxiety isn't rooted in truth. It's rooted in fear. Fear that if you slow down, you'll fall behind. Fear that if you don't produce, you'll be forgotten. Fear that if you rest, you'll somehow lose your worth. But here's what I want you to know, gently and clearly. You are not your productivity. You are not your output. You are not the check marks on your to-do list or the number of things you got done today. Your worth is not earned. It is inherent. It was woven into your being the moment you arrived on this earth. Take a breath. Let that sink in. There is nothing you have to do to be worthy. You already are. You see, anxiety often tells us that being still is dangerous, that we'll be left behind, unloved, unseen if we're not constantly moving. But the truth is, presence is far more powerful than performance. When you show up as your authentic self, soft, real, unpolished, you connect with others on a soul level, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. So what if we redefined success? What if success wasn't about how much you do, but how deeply you live? What if rest was a form of resistance against the lie that you are only valuable when you are useful? You don't have to hustle for your worth. You don't have to prove anything to earn love. The most powerful thing you can do in a world that praises perfection is to honor your humanity. It's okay to do less. It's okay to pause. It's okay to not have the energy to be everything for everyone. That is not failure. That is being human. And being human is enough. So the next time that voice of urgency rises within you, I invite you to pause and ask, is this the voice of truth? or the voice of fear. Because your truth will never shame you. It will never rush you. It will never demand that you sacrifice your well-being for validation. Your truth is gentle. It is patient. It says, you are doing the best you can. You are allowed to rest. You are enough just as you are. Affirm with love. I release the pressure to be more. I honor my pace. I trust that I am enough even when I do nothing at all. And after we begin to soften the voice that says, do more, comes an even deeper invitation. The invitation to give yourself permission. Permission to pause. Permission to breathe. Permission to be tender with yourself in ways you've never been taught. You see, healing begins the moment we stop demanding perfection and start embracing presence. You do not need to fix yourself today. You are not broken. You are becoming. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is let yourself feel without rushing to make it better. We live in a world that often says, push through, hold it together, don't fall apart. But what if falling apart isn't a sign of failure, but a sacred unraveling, a releasing of what no longer serves you, a shedding of all the masks you've had to wear? You are not weak for needing a pause. You are wise for recognizing your limits. There is nothing more human than reaching a point where you simply need to stop and say, I can't keep holding it all right now. And in that pause, there is healing. There is grace. There is breath. True strength is not stoicism. It's softness. It's waking up and saying, today, I will not abandon myself. It's crying when you need to, asking for support when you feel alone, saying no when your soul says no, even if you've said yes 100 times before. When you grant yourself permission to rest, you create space for your nervous system to recalibrate. You allow your body to exhale. You begin to hear the voice beneath the noise, the one that says, you are already enough. You don't need to get it together. You don't need to pretend. You don't need to perform healing like it's something to be achieved. Real healing is cyclical. It's non-linear. It comes in waves. It looks like laughter 1 hour and grief the next. It is messy. It is sacred. It is yours. And in that space, you'll discover a new kind of peace. The peace that doesn't come from fixing, but from finally allowing. So if all you can do today is breathe and sit with your truth, that is enough. That is more than enough. Whisper with me now. I give myself permission to rest. I release the pressure to have it all figured out. My healing is not a race. It is a return to love, to softness, to me. Have you ever wondered why a simple phrase like, I am enough, can bring tears to your eyes? Why a few soft words spoken with love can settle your nervous system more quickly than any strategy or solution? It's because words carry energy. Words are not just sounds. We feel them. They become beliefs, and beliefs become the lens through which we experience life. Affirmations are more than just positive thinking. They are intentional invitations, spoken truths that disrupt the cycle of self-judgment and invite in healing. When you say something like, I'm allowed to rest, you're not just reciting a line, you're rewriting your story. You're replacing years of internalized pressure with one sacred truth. You are already enough. Many of us grew up hearing harsh words from others and eventually from ourselves. Over time, those words became internal laws. You're too sensitive. You're not trying hard enough. You don't have what it takes. And though they were never true, we believed them. We carried them like truth. But now, you get to choose new language. words that nourish instead of deplete, words that hold instead of harden, words that remind instead of restrict. Speaking words that heal is not about pretending everything is okay. It's about meeting yourself in the reality of your pain and gently offering compassion. It's about softening the edges of your inner world until it becomes a place of safety again. It's about saying to yourself, I don't have to be perfect to be lovable, and meaning it. Healing affirmations are like balm for the soul. They don't rush. They don't fix. They sit with you. They hold you. They remind your nervous system that you are not in danger, that you don't have to fight or flee or freeze. You can just be. You can breathe. You can feel. And maybe at first the words feel awkward. Maybe your mind resists. That's okay. You've been taught to believe that love must be earned, that softness is weakness, that healing only counts when it's visible. But healing lives in the unseen moments, in the quiet whispers you speak to yourself when no one is watching, in the simple yet profound act of choosing gentleness over judgment. So when you whisper to yourself, I am safe in this moment. I am allowed to not be okay. I am still lovable on the days I feel lost. My worth is not tied to my productivity. I release the pressure to perform. You are not just speaking. You are soothing. You are rewiring. You are remembering. You are creating a sanctuary within your own body.